Hello everyone, my name is Emma and welcome to my Occupational Therapy Doctoral Capstone mini-series. Throughout this series, I will be taking us through 5 of the most commonly experienced long-term postpartum complaints, which include lumbar pain, lumbopelvic pain, urinary incontinence, carpal tunnel syndrome, and sleep disturbances. The purpose of this mini-series is to highlight how occupational therapy and occupational therapy techniques can be utilized in-home, such as exercises, stretches, energy conservation techniques, ergonomics, postural alignment, and concepts of body awareness to enhance your ability to participate in your daily and meaningful occupations. So let's get started. Firstly, what is an occupation? Well, an occupation is anything that you do in a day. It can include what we call basic activities of daily living, which are dressing, bathing, grooming, feeding, and toileting. It can also range into instrumental activities of daily living, which are taking care of the home, taking care of pets and children, maintaining a job, driving, things like that. Essentially, anything and everything that you do, whether it's reading, watching TV, cooking a meal, spending time with your children, with your family, with your friends, all of those are occupations. What can sometimes happen is because the process of pregnancy places immense strain on the human body, as does the birthing process, once that 12-week postpartum period is over and you go and have your 12-week checkup, your physician says that you're good to go, you're basically sent home to raise the child with very little support. So what can sometimes happen is those discomforts, those pains, those irritants that occur during the pregnancy process don't remediate themselves over that 12-week postpartum period that we all hear about. That's where occupational therapy can enter the scene. We can use exercises and stretches and energy conservation and adaptations to your environment and to how you interact with your environment so that you can feel more fulfilled as an active participant in your own life. So let's jump right in. I would like to first start by talking about the concept of body awareness. Body awareness is not a complicated topic. It is simply taking a moment to scan your body from head to toe and identifying where, if anywhere, you're feeling pain, discomfort, or irritation. Utilizing concepts of body awareness is important when you are living with long-term postpartum pain because it allows you the understanding to give yourself a little bit of grace when it comes to needing to take a break or feelings of fatigue or feeling like you aren't doing enough or you aren't doing things quickly enough. A good example of using concepts of body awareness to your advantage is taking a moment when you're unloading the dishwasher to do a body scan from head to toe and identifying where in your body you're feeling that pain or discomfort. Let's say you're unloading the bottom rack of the dishwasher and you're feeling pain in your lower back. Taking that time to identify that your low back is hurting and then going one step further and identifying that it is only unloading the bottom rack of the dishwasher that's causing that pain can allow you to then take a step back and say, okay, because my low back is hurting when I'm unloading the bottom rack of the dishwasher, what can I do to modify this situation so that my back will hurt less while I'm completing this task? That is where the concepts of body awareness and the concepts of energy conservation techniques work very much hand in hand. So, what are energy conservation techniques and what do they mean for you? All right, what is energy conservation? Energy conservation is, as the name suggests, conserving your energy. Techniques of energy conservation are used in many aspects of occupational therapy treatment, but for the purposes of this video, I will be talking about 3 main components: prioritization, pacing, and modification. Prioritization is planning your day ahead and identifying what the most difficult tasks are going to be and when they should be done. Writing a list of the things you need to get done that day can be really helpful. And then doing like a star or highlighting or in some way identifying which task is going to be more physically demanding than the others. From there, you can organize your day around these more difficult tasks so that you can make sure that you've had your morning caffeine, that you've had water, and you've had food before you do the more demanding task, and you can give yourself a break afterwards to rest and recover before you go about the rest of your tasks for that day. You can also, with a list, identify what truly needs to be done that day versus what can potentially be pushed off to the next day, or what can be delegated to someone else in your household. Pacing. Now, as I mentioned earlier, organizing your day around the difficult tasks and having time to take a break is very important. There's no shame in taking a break. There is no shame in letting your body rest for a moment before you go about your next task. Take breaks as you need them. If you complete a very physically demanding or physically taxing task, take a moment to take a breather, to sit down, to use a heating pad, or complete a very light task. There is no shame in taking a break, and there is no shame in alternating tasks between their difficulty or their ease. Also, slow down. It's not always a race against time, and it's okay to slow things down if that works better for your body. Lastly, but definitely not least, modification. Modifying the way that you do a task is one of the best ways to make sure that you can do the task in a way that protects your body from exacerbating any pain or discomfort you might be feeling. One of the ways for modification that oftentimes, one method of modification that oftentimes gets overlooked is doing a task seated. There's no shame in sitting down to fold the laundry. There's no shame in sitting on a stool while you're cleaning the sink or the toilet, just to protect your body and give yourself a little bit of rest while you're still completing a task. Another thing is to change your mindset. Another thing with energy conservation that's very important is to change your mindset. A lot of us are taught you need to do everything in a very certain way, when in reality, no, we don't. If you're unloading the dishwasher and it always makes your low back hurt, what is stopping you from pulling up a chair next to the dishwasher and putting all of the dishes on the countertop before you put them away? Your mindset. That's the only thing that's stopping you. What that does is it conserves your energy because it reduces the amount of times you need to bend down to pick something up and bring it overhead and walk around the kitchen to find the right spot to put it. It is also allowing you to put all of the dishes that require you to bend down to the bottom rack of the dishwasher onto the countertop first so that they are at a more natural, neutral height for when you are standing up. So then you can, instead of going one by one to put things away in the overhead cabinet, you can take a stack, set it from one countertop to the next, and then put it overhead instead of going back and forth and back and forth. The same thing goes for if you have a cabinet directly above the dishwasher that you have to stand to the side of and reach across your body and up to get to the shelving. You can, again, put all of those dishes that go in that overhead cabinet on the countertop, close the dishwasher so that then you can stand directly in front of the cabinet to then put things overhead. I know these sound very simple and kind of like duh, but a lot of the times we just don't think about it. We put ourselves in these off balance, out of alignment positions just because it's the fastest. But again, it's okay to slow down. It's okay to do an extra step in the process if you're reducing the strain on your body. It's going to get done, and it's going to get done well. It's just going to get done a little bit differently.